parameter 1 is used to control all the LEDs. And as you see, as soon as I hit parameter 1, sliders 1, 4, 5, 7, and 8 light up. Those are automatically used to control the LEDs. As you can see on internal A, we pull up a slider and that brings up the intensity. On parameter 1, these are automatically on and these do nothing. So to control the LEDs, we use these sliders here. Now I can mess with these, but they won't do anything unless I have a device selected. Now I'll zoom in to show you the device selected button. And you can kind of tell that one right there blinking a little bit. That is device select. If I have that off, I don't see any devices, but once I turn it on, it turns a bright white, and now I can see these 5 lights come on. So device select, I don't have it on, then I turn it on, and I can now see my devices for controlling the LEDs. Now, so with device select on, I can now control the intensity or anything on these 5 devices. And these devices are our LED lights. Now we have numbers 1 through 5, I can select, in order to select it to be able to do anything, I have to hit it to turn it on. If I want to control all 5, I'll hit all 5. And there will all be a bright color, so that way I can tell that I'm going to control them. Maybe if I just want to do numbers 1, 3, and 5, I can turn off numbers 2 and 4 and then control them that way. So back to the sliders. We have sliders 1, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Slider number 1 controls the intensity. That simply brings up how bright the light is going to be. So for example, here is slider 1, bringing up the intensity. I can make it super bright, I can bring it down, and normally for Sunday morning we go at 100% again for the devices to make sure that the color is seen. It looks really bright on the camera here, but it's a pretty good from being here. Now, so slider 1 controls the intensity, as I said. Now slider 4 controls the hue. Now in order to explain the hue, I have to explain slider 5, which is saturation. Saturation controls how much hue I'm actually using. So here I can bring up, if I want to use 100% of the saturation, I pull up slider 5 all the way and it gives me that red. Hue is basically a color wheel. It's what I can use to go through red, green, blue, purple, orange, whatever I want to use, and get that color through the hue. So on slider 4, if I slowly bring up slider 4, it gives me all those different colors, to the green, to blue, and then we get purple and pink and back to red. So that, however quickly or slowly you go through, you can pick whichever color you need. And that's the fun part for doing lights on Sunday morning. We want to make sure that the LEDs match the slides, the background that we're using for that song or for the message, whatever it may be. And the fun part is kind of going through and trying to get that exact color to match perfectly with the slides to make it look nice and uniform. So again, slider 1 is intensity, however bright I want it. Typically we want it at 100%. And then slider 4 controls the hue, so the different colors. And slider 5 is the saturation, or how much hue I actually want to use. So that's with no hue, and it gives me that white color, or if I want 100% hue, it gives me back to the green, and I can change whatever color I want. Slider 7, that is an amber, so an orangish color. Now that is separate, and that's separate to add it can add, kind of get you the colors a color that maybe you can't get using slider 4, using hue. It allows you to get those different colors. So here I can go through, this is the hue, and I can change the color, and so we have a blue, but maybe that blue doesn't match perfectly with the slides. If I add in some amber, it can change it just enough, which I know you can't tell very good there, but it's almost like a pastel blue now. And it changes that blue just enough to give me the color that I need.